One Zambia, one nation. Good evening and welcome to the main news at 18 hours on ZNBC TV2 with me, Mutukwa Maoya. We start with the headlines. One person has died on the spot while 19 others, including the driver, have sustained serious injuries and are admitted to Serenje District Hospital after a Mbwe Motorways bus was involved in an accident. President Edgar Lungu says he will ask the Minister of Education to consider the request by Madagascar for Zambia to send about 5,000 teachers to that country. Plus, Zambian champions Zesco United this evening face South African giants Kaizer Chiefs in the second round return leg of the CAF Confederation Cup in Johannesburg. Thank you so much for joining us, and now the news in detail. One person has died on the spot, while 19 others, including the driver, have sustained serious injuries and are admitted to Serenje District Hospital after a Mbwe Motorways bus was involved in an accident. Police spokesperson Esther Katongo says one adult male passenger, whose identity is unknown, died on the spot after sustaining serious injuries, and the body is in Serenje Hospital mortuary. Ms. Katongo has confirmed in a statement released to TV2 News that the accident happened at Kanona area, 65 kilometers north of Serenje. She says the bus was carrying 65 passengers and was going to Nakonde from Lusaka. The accident happened when the driver lost control of the bus due to excessive speed, which carried off the road. Meanwhile, Transport and Communications Minister Brian Mushimba has been involved in a road accident. The accident happened when the vehicle he was in flipped on Lusaka's Tabombeki Road last night. And Minister of Health Chitalu Chilufya has told ZNBC News that Mr. Mushimba has sustained injuries to his right forearm, affecting significant soft tissue. Dr. Chilufya said Mr. Mushimba underwent surgery in the early hours of this morning and is stable. He says a team of experts is currently managing the minister in the University Teaching Hospital, UTH. In other news, Monga Primary School in Chief Sinadabwes area in Siavonga district has not reopened for the first term this year due to suspected witchcraft at the school. Pupils have been exhibiting strange behavior each time they are under a spell of their suspected satanism and would run to the school and start breaking school property. This has forced villagers to engage services of a traditional healer to cleanse the school. This is because there are suspected charms buried within the school premises. Parents have vowed not to allow their children to attend class until the school is cleansed. Take a look.
In Chimata area, Chief Nadambwe of Siavonga district is flying high, a symbol that schools have been opened. But the parents at this school have withheld their children from attending classes, citing witchcraft, alleged to be tormenting pupils, especially girls, and that their children will start attending classes once the school is cleansed from the charms believed to be buried within the premises. And about 19 pupils are alleged to be initiated into Satanism and behaving violently until they were taken to a traditional healer to address the situation. The villagers here at Chimata have alleged that a former teacher working with the villagers buried the charm which is affecting their children within the school.
There was a rumor that the old teacher had planted some medicine in the schoolyard.
Siavonga District Education Board Secretary and her team of inspectors visited the Monga school. She had to leave her vehicle and cross the Rusanga stream to reach the area.
Now, on the issue of the children not coming to school, they have assured us that once the cleansing of the school is done, then the school will be back to normal. We know that this is not allowed because this is a government premises where this is not supposed to take place. But realizing the problems that we have, encountered, we still think that maybe we give them an opportunity because this is how the community is, this is how they live.
Chimata area, where the school is located, is well known for witchcraft. And in 2014, a man was stoned to death for being suspected of practicing witchcraft. The scenario has now continued, and the children are the ones being targeted. And it is hoped the traditional leaders' wishes to change Chimata into a witchcraft-free area is achieved for the people to live in peace. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Siavonga district.
Now, if our viewers remember, yesterday we ran a sad story about the missing 3 children in the Lai area. And today we went back to the same area to find out the latest development. However, the sad news is that up to now, these children have not been found. Meanwhile, residents of the Lai area are living in fear following the disappearance of 3 children in unclear circumstance. 3 children of the Lai area went missing on Wednesday this week and have not yet been found. Patricia Mapiki was in the Lai this morning and brought us this report.
Time 09 hours on a Saturday, 19th January 2019. Exactly 3 days from the day 3 children of the same family went missing from this area. News of their disappearance has spread like bushfire, and the residents here, all concerned, are already gathering here to get the latest news of the missing children aged 11, 5 and 3. Disappointment is written all over their faces as they learn that nothing new has come out of the sad ordeal.
Tetupede okalaga botu kuno site obana bagazimina aba bagali kusoba nalo ense balasoba nagabotu tawagula nko benda
tulomba byano bantu kuti bana mbwa obajisi mwinalaje so atuteni atujohere twalira busiku bonsa amahigati kamboga bana bahulika no bantu ba Jesu.
But outrightly, how did the 3 children go missing and who last saw them? These children tell me how they last played with the trio shortly before their disappearance. Lewis Mwemba is the best friend to Stephen Mwepu, one of the missing children. I did not find Mr. and Mrs. Mwepu. Their house is locked. The whole place is deserted. Definitely one would think they're out looking for their missing 3 children. The appeal from the neighbors, especially Steve's best friend Lewis, is heartbreaking. All he's asking for is for the person who could have seen Steve and his siblings or knows where they are to hand them back to their parents. Patricia Mapiki for TV2 News, Lilai area in Lusaka.
President Edgar Lungu says he will ask the Minister of Education to consider the request by Madagascar for Zambia to send about 5,000 teachers to that country. President Lungu says the leadership in Madagascar has been making this request since late President Levi Mwanawasa's time. He says Madagascar wants Zambian teachers to help with the teaching of English in Madagascar. President Lungu told ZNBC News that this was discussed during a bilateral meeting he held with the new president of Madagascar, Andry Rajoelina. During the meeting, the 2 heads of state discussed areas of concern and the need to increase cooperation between the 2 countries. President Lungu also took advantage of the meeting to congratulate Mr. Rajoelina on his victory. He assured Mr. Rajoelina of Zambia's support as he hands over the COMESA chairmanship. To Northern Province now, Kasama Mayor Frederick Chisanga says the new civic center is expected to be operational by the end of April this year. Mr. Chisanga says the building, whose works are currently at 95%, is expected to be handed over to the authority within the first quarter of 2019. Speaking to Zanis when he visited the project site, Mr. Chisanga has explained that construction works on the building have reached an advanced stage with only external works remaining. Here is a report.
Government has embarked on a robust program of constructing infrastructure across the country aimed at cushioning office space crisis among its employees. To this effect, the Ministry of Local Government and Housing has funded the construction of a 2-story civic center for Kasama Municipal Council. The building, which is nearing completion, has chaired the local authority in the district.
So we decided to build our own offices, and this is a new block for Kasama Municipal Council. And we are planning to build a chamber for the mayor, and the offices for the committee clerks.
And site engineer Changwa Mumba says the building with 21 office space is at 95% complete.
The remaining works are paving and putting up a tank stand. Once we put up a tank stand, the building will become operational. The structure is at 95%, as you can see. So what we're working on right now is the snags.
The final completion of the Civic Center for Kasama Municipal Council will help address the office accommodation challenges being faced by the local authority. Reporting for Zanis, I'm Cindy Sipula in Kasama, Northern Province.
Just now we take a break. We have more news after this. Keep watching. Welcome back to the news. About 500,000 kwacha has been set aside for the construction of a modern police post in Lusaka's Chaisa compound. The money is part of the recently released Constituency Development Funds, CDF. And Area Councillor Ruth Piri says the contractor is expected to start the works in February. Details in the following report.
It is one of the police posts in Lusaka's Mandef constituency with an odd structure. But this is yet to change as funds amounting to 500,000 kwacha have been released to modernize it. This is after the Constituency Committee meeting approved the project from the Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
Chaisa police post project was approved in our CDF committee meeting we had yesterday at Lusaka City Council. The money has been allocated, the 500,000 kwacha.
Chaisa has been known for insecurity issues, mostly due to increase in the abuse of illicit beer by most youths. And residents believe with continued police patrols, crime levels will reduce in the area.
yochokera kwa ino polisi ni yakuti tizatetezewa bwanji tifuna assurance ngati bajaka walala tamba kubagwira manji. Mayusi, where are we? Ndiye amene abatu jirijiri number 1, ndiye bawaini number 2, ndiye amene bajanki aba number 3. Where are we? Where are we? Tienda kuti.
A community meeting attended by the local leadership and police officers addressed some of the people's concerns.
For you to join us neighborhood, utengewa na fingerprints. We need to lecture you. We need to tell you the do's and don'ts. We need to tell you my boundary. It's not just a matter tunabwera leo. Nilembe ni neighborhood no. Muzabwera ku police tina crime prevention office kuja.
Residents have since resolved to form a neighborhood watch which will work with the police to cramp down criminality in the area. Lucky Piri, TV2 News, Lusaka.
To education issues, where pupils at Lusaka Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe Primary School have appealed to relevant authorities to construct a library and provide computers at the school. The school is one of the many which have not yet received computers for information communications technology ICT's lessons. The appeal was made when Area Councillor Adrian Banda donated exercise books to the school. Details in the following report.
The new year has started on an exciting note for the pupils at Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe Primary School. At least, they have all the reasons to smile and sing after receiving books from the local leadership. And the opportunity to interact with their civic leader, Adrian Banda, has led to the pupils to pour out their concerns. A library and computers are some of the things the pupils are requesting at the school. Rita Murila, a grade 7 pupil, represented her colleagues.
I would also love your good office to help us lobby for the following: 1x3 classroom block, a school library like our friends at Ngwerere Primary School, computers and desks.
And Mr. Banda has implored the business community in the area to work with the government to meet the pupils' needs.
I call upon all cooperative partners to come on board and partner with us so that this school we provide them with ITC equipment. I know through my office and the area member of parliament, we will source and partner with corporate well-wishers who are going to get this speech and information. At least we source more than 30 computers.
For now, the pupils are hoping that their concerns will be considered by the relevant authorities. Lucky Piri, TV2 News, Lusaka.
Kamulanga Ward 9 Councillor Jonas Piri has ordered marketeers trading at Kamulanga Roundabout in Jack Compound to move to pave for paving of the area. Mr. Piri says 400,000 kwacha has been released from the Ward Development Fund to pave the area. He said the place is too muddy for trading because of the rains. Traders complained that where they are supposed to move to is too small and there's no shelter. They claimed the market shelter is too small and cannot contain all the traders and their merchandise. More in this report.
It is a busy day like any other for these traders in Lusaka's Jack compound. These are traders that have sold their merchandise at this roundabout for years. During the cholera outbreak, a new market shelter was constructed for the traders. However, the traders have refused to leave the roundabout, claiming the market shelter is too small to contain all the traders.
But mukati market tuwalifula fwe bantu
tikaenda hapa mu market ni bamalepu ni batomato manje sesalaula kulibe market yemenena nkala ilibe salaula
manje ati tichoke malo sibatifunira ise tipempa boma itisakirire malo yakulu yakuti tonse tikankale mara mozi.
But the local leadership now wants to pave the roundabout to ensure sanity. Kamulanga Ward 9 Councillor Jonas Piri says about 400,000 kwacha has been released through the Ward Development Fund for the project.
But the problem is that they don't want to trade in the markets. Now we want to create a place for them so that it is a good place for them. The market is empty, but they claim that there is no space. But how can someone claim that there is no space when it's empty? They could have filled up this place and see who is remaining. Then the market committee could allocate everywhere elsewhere where they can stand in. In the meantime, when we are creating or making up a place at the roundabout.
While the traders claim that the market shelter is too full, what is on the ground is that the market is very empty, but the traders still choose to sell outside the market. For Chimalata, TV2 News in Lusaka.
Now, 2 million kwacha has been released for remedial works on the damaged parts of the Great North Road in Muchinga Province. President Edgar Lungu has given the directive for the emergency works for some portions of the road between Chinsali and Nakonde, which has become damaged due to the heavy rains being experienced in that part of the country. The President has also directed the Minister of Housing and Infrastructure Development to immediately get on site and ensure full mobilization is facilitated for the contractors. Details in the following report.
This is how Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure, Road Development Agency, with other government officials have responded to President Edgar Lungu's directive to ensure the Great North Road is rehabilitated. Minister of Housing and Infrastructure Development Ronald Chitotela, just like President Lungu, is not happy with what he has found.
Muchinga Province has received another 2 million kwacha by the direction of His Excellency President Lungu. He believes that the people of Muchinga should, and the people that are traveling on the Great North Road, we need to make their movement a little bit easier. And I can confirm that this stretch from Chinsari to Nakonde has been contracted to 2 contractors. One is China State, who is starting from Chinsari to Isoka, and another one is China Rail 7th Group. Here where we are, you've seen that they are setting up the camp, and the total cost is over 1.4 billion kwacha. So we want to appeal to the motorists to exercise a bit of patience, and the people of Muchinga Province that immediately after the rain season will see the speed up in terms of roadworks.
Samuel Mukupa is RDA board chairman and has pledged total technical support to the project.
We have a lot of technical advice, technical support that is being given to this kind of a thing. So you can honestly see that government means well.
Meanwhile, Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Jobix Kalumba has thanked the head of state for his quick response to the cries of the people.
This is how an effective government should be. Whenever the people cry, the government has to listen to the cries of the people. And this has been demonstrated by the presence of the Minister of Infrastructure and his entourage.
Emergency works in critical parts such as Vitondo area have already commenced. However, full rehabilitation works are expected to begin at the end of the rainy season. Ephraim Chiluba reporting from Muchinga Province.
And now in sports news, Zambian champions Zesco United this evening face South African giants Kaizer Chiefs in the second round return leg of the CAF Confederation Cup in Johannesburg. Zesco carry a comfortable 3-1 win from the first leg played at the Levi Manosa Stadium in Ndola last Sunday. George Luandamina will be hoping to get an away goal to unsettle Chiefs and qualify for the group stage of the competition. The match will kick off at 20 hours and Zesco will not feel far away from home, as a number of fans who have travelled for the match will drum support with some Zambian residents in South Africa. And tomorrow, Sunday, Nkana are also away to San Pedro of Ivory Coast, carrying a 3-0 lead from the first leg. The match will kick off at 18 hours Zambian time. Both Zambian sides were kicked out of the prestigious CAF Champions League and will be hoping to make amends. We've come to the end of the main news for 18 hours, but before we go, here's a recap of our top stories. One person has died on the spot while 19 others, including the driver, have sustained serious injuries and are admitted to Serenje District Hospital after Mbwe Motorways bus was involved in an accident. Police spokesperson Esther Katongo says one adult male passenger, whose identity is unknown, died on the spot after sustaining serious injuries, and the body is in Serenje Hospital mortuary. President Edgar Lungu says he will ask the Minister of Education to consider the request by Madagascar for Zambia to send about 5,000 teachers to that country. President Lungu says the leadership in Madagascar has been making this request since late President Levi Mwanawasa's time. And in sports, Zambian champions Zesco United this evening face South African giants Kaizer Chiefs in the second round return leg of the CAF Confederation Cup in Johannesburg. Zesco carry a comfortable 3-1 win from the first leg played at the Levi Manosa Stadium in Ndola last Sunday. We'd like to thank you so much for your time from all of us in studio. The next news broadcast will be another detailed bulletin at 20 hours right here on TV2, the Pulse of Television. This is Moto Kwamoya. Good evening.